let's give some illustration to what we started to learn yesterday about probability. Now, I have this question. It says Karen checks in for a flight and is given a seat at random. Okay, and there are 4 window seats, 3 house seats, and 9 center seats available. And we are to calculate the probability that Karen is given a window seat. And to write our answer as a fraction, as a decimal, and as a percentage. All right. And that is just as easy as possible. The first thing you have to do in this case is to look at the total outcomes. The total outcome is she has opportunity to be sitting by the window, to be sitting by the aisle, and also to be sitting at the center. Now, we're going to count all the choices available, that is the number of seats available for her to do all of those, and we're going to add them together. All right, so for the window side, she has 4 choices, and for the house seat, she has 3 choices, and for the center seat, she has 9. And when you add all of this together, you get a 16. Now, this is the total outcome, right? That's good. Now, the next thing to do is, where is she meant to be sat? She's meant to be sat at the windows. We are looking at the probability she's given a window seat. And this is the choices she has. There are only 4 choices over there. So that, of course, is going to be one of those 4. So since this is the only choice she has over that, so to calculate, to determine the probability of having a window seat, we just do 4 divided by 16. And that becomes easy. 4 in 4, 1. We're trying to simplify the fraction. And 4 in 16 is a 4. And that gives us 1/4, 1 over 4, right? And this is already in fraction, and that's good. And if we want to write this as a decimal, is to divide 1 over 4. And if you divide 1/4, that should give you 0.25. And that's in decimal, okay? And how, of course, you know how to do your division. So if we move on to writing it in percentages, is to multiply the decimal by 100. And that will give you a 25%. That's how easy it is, okay? Now let's look at the second question. It says a garden center has 1,600 plant pots on sale. Now each of these plant pots, they cost £15 each. And Paul chooses some of the plant pots to buy at random, spending a total of £300. The garden center realized that one of the plant pots that they had on sale was damaged. What is the probability that Paul bought the damaged plant pot? And we are to give our answer as a decimal correct to 2 decimal places. Now, I tell you, this question looks tricky, but it's very simple. Again, you have to first realize what are the total outcome that is available. The total outcome is the total number of pots on sale, which is 1,600 plant pots, right? 1,600 is the total outcome that we have. Now, we have to now look here. What is the choice? What are the choices available, right? The choices available for Paul, or the ways available for Paul to be able to do that. He has bought a plant pot that cost him around £300, and each of that costs 15. So for us to know how many of those pots he bought is just to divide this by that. Okay, so it becomes very easy again. So we already know that the total outcome is 1,600. That's the number of pots we have. That's the total. And now he paid £300. £300. And to determine that, we just have to divide it by 15 pounds. All right, and if we do this division correctly, you see we just easily get 20 pots. So in all, Paul was only able to buy 20 pots. And now for us to determine the probability, its probability that he bought a damaged pot would just be the number of pots, which is like the number of ways he has, is 20 divided by the total number of pots, or the total number of possible outcomes is 1600. And when you divide that, since we have a 0, the 0 can take that way, like a 10 would divide 10 out, and 2 here, 1 and 2 can divide as 160, and that will be 80. And so we have 1 over 80. So, and since the question is asking us to write it as a decimal to 2 decimal places, when we divide that, it should be 0.0125. And an easy way to 2 decimal places is just telling you after the decimal point, there should be 2 numbers or 2 digits. Now, when you look at the third digit, it cannot round it cannot round 1 up, so we round it down so that our probability is just 0.01. Okay, I'm going to send you the third and the fourth question as practice, so you solve that and then you let me see what you have. Thank you.